Alright everyone, it's time for the bullshit of the day, which is this bullshit story about the Army-Navy cadets supposedly being Nazis for playing the circle game. Now, first and foremost, not only is this game common to like kids and college kids and shit, there are a million other similar games that involve doing something that allows you to physically assault other people. That's just sort of the way it is. The circle game is that you make the OK hand sign that the ADL and SPLC swear makes you a white supremacist or some shit, which is fucking bullshit, and I'll get into that. You make that sign, and if somebody looks at it, you get to punch them, usually in the shoulder or whatever. This is similar to, like, you know, you see a Volkswagen, you're on the bus with a bunch of fucking kids, and of course kids do what kids do, which is crazy shit, and then they see like a Volkswagen Bug, and so they start punching each other, and there are permutations of that game too. It happens all the friggin' time. The fact is that this is not a white supremacist symbol. Morons believe, though, that it is because a bunch of self-proclaimed authority figures, and this is why I wrote that fucking booklet last night, have declared it to be so. Nobody takes that seriously if they're sane, but the thing is, Soccer Mom America's not sane. Soccer Mom America believes whatever the SPLC and New York Times tell them. The corporate media is complicit in basically taking what was initially a fucking joke on 4chan, extrapolating from that a real-world movement, giving and then promulgating it like a modern-day Malleus Maleficarum all over the fucking world. That's what they've done, and it's fucking bullshit. The fact that there's even going to be an investigation into this so-called incident by the academy involved is stupid. They should say, look, they're playing the circle game, leave them alone. Fuck off. It's about to, here's how the moral panic inevitably ends. People start telling the moralists, fuck off. They start telling them, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a disgrace. You're a decrepit loser. The ADL is populated by losers. The SPLC are fucking losers. Right-wing watch are losers. They don't know what they're talking about. They take half-truths, peddle them as true. Or they take lies and peddle them as mostly true. Or they do a bunch of fact-checking that doesn't check facts. Or they give their opinion as though it was self-evident fact, and then it gets taken from those obviously biased sources, and it gets circulated around by the corporate media, and then it ends up in the New York Times, and people just sort of passively accept it. And as always, there are a bunch of fence-sitters that don't get involved. They understand. You talk to these people, they understand that this claim is stupid. That it's dumb, that the idea of making this symbol being a hate symbol number one, or even if it was being meaningful number two, is ludicrous. It doesn't make any sense. But they don't speak out about it because they're afraid. They're fucking cowards is what they are. A lot of people, even a lot of competent libertarians, are afraid to speak out about these things. They're afraid of being deplatformed. Oh, I don't want to talk too much about the text censorship going on because I might get text censored. Now, fuck it. Trust me, you're going to get censored anyway. Once the old edge is eroded away, there's a new edge, and you're probably on it. So fuck you. It's horseshit. It's just like when they declared that milk could be a hate symbol. No, milk cannot be a hate symbol. Again, you fell for the joke, and the funny part is the initial joke is hysterical. The initial joke is, hey, we can get these morons to declare whatever the hell we want to be a hate symbol. We could probably do it with the ADL's own logo. In fact, there was a brief attempt to do that. I still support that to this day. We can take something and we can pretend it's a hate symbol, and eventually they'll report on it and it'll become a self-fulfilled reality. I've often wondered, riddle me this, since it always seems to happen on sites that have anonymous posting, is there any reason to believe that it would be impossible for a couple of BuzzFeed staffers to go on there and create their own fucking moral panic story simply by suggesting, anonymously of course, that that was a new hate symbol? Oh, lampshades are a new hate symbol because of Buchenwald. So, you know, this emoji here is going to be the new Nazi dog whistle. Makes sense. Perfectly sane. Well, we'll have a bunch of staffers go on to 4chan or 8chan or whatever and start talking about that. We'll take screenshots, put it in an article. Pretty soon the New York Times will report on it. Really, because that's what seems to have happened on multiple occasions, so I'm not going to put it past them to do that. They've got a political reason to do so. They've got a fiscal reason to do so. Wow, we broke the story. We're the first ones to break the story on the next wave of Nazi technology. They're using emojis to communicate now. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. It's definitely a moral panic. We can tell because the claims that are being made are no less ludicrous than the claims made by Witchfinders in, like, you know, 1590 or something. Oh, well, hey, this old woman mutters to herself, lives on the fringes of society, and Mrs. Bridget over here said that she gave her a abortifacient. She gave her a parsley pessary. Oh my god, it must be a witch. Quick, we gotta kill her, take her land away. And if she was young and attractive, oh, we gotta strip her down, check her for the devil's mark. I gotta fiddle around with her, look inside, make sure there's no moles, where little teats where her familiar spirits are suckling. It's the same fucking shit as red flag laws today. What's the difference? Can anybody legitimately? I want somebody who actually believes in the shit to try to debate me. But there are never any takers. All of these shit-spewing tabloid con artists refuse to actually back up their own claims when challenged. They won't even hold dialogue, not even on Twitter. They'll go on their far-left fucking echo chamber Twitter, they won't even defend themselves. They'll just shut you out. Half the time they'll block you. They don't even want to talk about it. They're so proud of their articles when they first write them. Oh, Navy cadets are Nazis. YouTubers are Nazis. This blogger's a Nazi. Everyone's an extremist. Everyone's dog whistling for Hitler or something. They're so proud of themselves. They take such pride in it. They crow about it. They get a big dick. You know, they can't get it any other way. They have an ego on them that's a mile fucking wide. But challenge them on it, they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about how their sources, how great they are, all of the academic rigor that went into making their great articles. All of a sudden that dissipates because it's usually based on Becca Lewis's bullshit or something like that, something blatantly biased something that if you were to submit it in high school would get rejected, let alone an actually academically rigorous institution of modernity. It'd get thrown out. Nobody would take it seriously unless it were in the philosophy department. Then they have to. Then they have to say, okay, well, it's real in your mind, so we're not allowed to do anything about it. The biggest horseshit is that this fucking moral panic, this is what personally offends me. As somebody who has not been deplatformed, I've watched others that I want to absorb the material of deplatformed. Other people's videos and books and music, their writings, their fucking websites, stuff that I want to choose as an adult American human being to interact with. I want to go and watch their videos, and I want to do it in a convenient way. I don't want to have to go to 5 different websites to watch their shit. But I have to in order to watch it. Because some Silicon Valley nerd decided to deplatform them based on an unsourced, bullshit, partisan, hyper-biased, witch hunt style, modern-day Hex and Hammer article, modern-day fucking Witchfinder general article about how they were extreme. Did you know that the source of my username is literally the Malleus Maleficarum? Of course, I believe in inversion within the occult, so mine is literally just an inversion of the meaning. Malleus Maleficarum, the Hex and Hammer, the Hammer of the Witches. Witch hunting guide, killed tens of thousands of people, probably hundreds of thousands. If you think that they were that rigorous in recording the people they actually tortured to death, then I would say that you're probably wrong about the scribes of the era and how profuse they were in their work, how easily bought off they could be back when most people were starving. I invert the meaning. It means that I am the hammer of the witches, as in wielded by witchcraft. To stand for the abused and the accused, to stand for freedom and liberty. It's all symbolic. A lot of people don't understand that. They still think I'm a Satanist or whatever. Rather sad. But yeah, we're in the witch trials. We're in the burning times all over again. Dude, we've got people in the cadet school here being blamed as Nazis because they were playing a college game on TV. How very fucking sad for them and their families that they have to deal with Huffington Post declaring that they're probably white supremacists. I wonder if you had a wider shot, would you find that there were any people who were not white playing that same game? I bet you would. I bet you'd find that there were black and Asian cadets doing the same thing. That'll be conveniently ignored, though, because it doesn't conform to the preconceived reality that's been artificially built around the smaller minds of society by their propagandistic overlords. These people think that they're so bright. They think that they're so intellectual, and yet their reality's handed to them by some fucking billionaire that knows 10 times more than they do. It's funny to watch them. This is why they can't defend their position. Look, authoritarianism is propped up out of fragility. The reason why they try to censor people is because they can't stand up to scrutiny. The abusive state, the abusive church, the corporation, none of these groups are capable of actually backing themselves up when scrutinized. So they try to keep people fearful so that serious scrutiny will never occur. Once serious scrutiny, once you shine the light of enlightenment and wisdom on them, they disappear like a bunch of ghosts. They run off. Why is that? Why can they never debate? Why are they always pledged to trying to denigrate open public dialogue? Ask yourself this and ask yourself if it could possibly be benevolent. That's about all. Peace out.